first rates on the benchmark indices, and then we'll look at the Nifty heat map and, of course, get into individual stocks. The bell goes off, and what do we have? Slightly sideways, 19, 20, 25 points lower, 24,950 on the Nifty. We got 55,730 on the Sensex. The Nifty Bank is down 0.25%, 55,730. And I think you've got the small cap index, which is up a little bit, 0.12%. The mid cap index will come up on your screen. It's almost unchanged on the mid cap index as well. So markets have got a bit of a lift for 4 days in a row, and we'll see. But not very much to go on with regards to new slow triggers, etc. at this point, after what we've already seen. Bulk of the Nifty stocks on the heat map opening up in the red. There is Bharti, which we highlighted with Rima earlier, which is at one end of the spectrum, and they got a couple of technology names. By the way, tech did not participate yesterday and is down, at least on the Nifty, to begin the session. Surbhi.
Absolutely, that's the large cap screen. Before we look more closely at large caps, let's look at markets' reaction to Nazara. Stock is down 6% despite that clarification coming in, because remember that while their investments in Pokerbazi, they're not consolidated in the P&L. They are investments nonetheless. They've put in almost 1,000 crores to work in that business, which is real money gaming. And now its fate really hangs in the balance. So 6% down. Delta is down about 5% as well. So that's your first reaction coming in on the bill, which proposes to ban all kinds of real money gaming. Back to the large cap screen now. Bharti Airtel continues to gain. Market is giving it a thumbs up in terms of those tariff moves that we've been seeing. What else is higher? There's NTPC, there's Infosys, there's some buying on Eternal, that's quite clear. And then it gets really quiet out there. On the lower side, the drag, well, it's a mix. Kotak Mahindra Bank, there's ICICI Bank, some of the banking names on the lower side. L&T is down about 0.5%. And Reliance is not working in the bulls' favor, at least not in the morning. Stock slower by about 0.5% as well. So some financials, some large cap names, Lever. These are the key drags on the Nifty. 30 points lower. Nigel.
Well, some stocks are seeing follow-through buying, actually. Ola Electric, that one's up close to 5.5%. So good up move is what we're seeing on that one. Jamna Auto, that's another stock that was buzzing yesterday. That one's one of the top volume movers today, up 3.5% in trade today. HLE Glasscoat, another stock that did well yesterday, well, seeing big follow-through buying today as well. So massive volumes in the first few minutes itself. The stock that's under the weather actually is Oro Pharma. Just pull up that stock. Now, unconfirmed reports are indicating that they're looking to buy a rather large company, Zentiva. So that's the reason why, in fact, the stock is a little under pressure, because the street is a little bit skeptical whether or not they're trying to buy an asset that's too large, because reports indicate that the deal could be more than $5 billion. So for the time being, it's weighing on the stock. We'll have to wait for confirmation on that front as well. What else is doing well? Apollo Microsystems, that's one of the top movers in terms of volumes, I think. So I'm not sure whether or not there's some read-through with regard to that defense order that they're getting from HCL. But that's one of the big movers today on very, very high volumes. So it's up only around 3%. But, the volumes are extremely high for morning trade itself. I think Denta Water is something that Prashant spoke about yesterday. That's up another 4-5% in today's trading session. So big move is what we're seeing out there. So mildly lower, but that's on expected lines. Gift 50 was suggesting 70-point downtick. We're down 35-40 points. Par for the course.
Well, Ola is closer to 50 than it is to 40, in 2 or 3 days, right? It's the number 2 volume-led gainer on the NSE. Yesterday, it ended at the number 1 volume-led gainers list, top of the volume board. Yesterday, it's 60 million shares now on Ola Electric traded. So there is momentum, there is action, and of course, Sud has been running us through the reason why we need to pay attention to it going forward as well.
Just one more stock, Prashant.
Yeah.
One of the biggest underperformers in the last one year has been Astral. From 2,000 rupees, the stock fell to around 1,200 rupees, and the past quarter's numbers as well were weakish. The good news, though, the reason that the stock is up close to 2% is because they've reported on the exchange. Promoter entity, after seeing that good news with regard, for the sector itself, they've gone ahead and bought close to 2 lakh shares. So that one's continuing, its good form. It's up close to 2%. But keep in mind, it's down sharply in the last 1 year or so. Promoters coming in there and chipping in. I think the street likes that.
Absolutely. I think the rest we mentioned, Bharti, which is up strongly. HAL is up 2.5. Jamna Auto for the second day running. Dharmesh likes Jamna Auto. He was with us earlier. Denta. There is Godfrey Phillips, which is up 3.5%. It's a bit of Godfrey Phillips sold off on Monday. It's back 10,120 or so on Godfrey Phillips. There is HLE Glass, which is coming up again. Huge volumes yesterday, but as Hormuz was pointing out, delivery volumes are very, very low here. But it's moved up in 2 days from 430 odd bucks. It's moved up $100 in 2-3 trading sessions now. What else? Gale is up about 1.75%. There's DYCL. I think this is Dynamic Cables. I think is the name of the company. I'm only mentioning it because it's got large volumes. Never shows up on the list here, but it's got large volumes and some price gains as well, which are showing up. Nazara is, I think, pulled up a little bit. It's down only 4% now. So we'll see where it goes. Hyundai is down about 2.5%. And of course, there is Aurobindo, which is coming up with a bit of a cut. 3% lower on Aurobindo on pretty large volumes to begin the session.